Hello Aqua friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Nicole. For Easter weekend I'm doing this cute little bunny, and I did get this free reference photo from a Facebook group. Actually, there are many free reference photos for artists, and the photographer is Riley Glass, and she told me that this little cutie, his name is Cheese. So we are going to paint Cheese today, and isn't he just adorable? So to break down the steps for this bunny, I'm going to be basically doing him in a couple of layers, and I just wanted a very soft, fuzzy bunny. So of course we have to do him wet on wet. And I'm going to take my time to wet the outline that I have on my piece of paper here really, really well. So I actually spend probably a good 2 or 3 minutes to wet the paper very, very well. Some of the colors that I'm using for the bunny, I do have some raw sienna mixed with a little bit more of a deeper warm yellow. Whatever warm yellows you have in your palette is fine. I also have burnt sienna, transparent brown oxide, and sepia. So those are the main colors that I'm using for this bunny. Of course, you do know that you have to work light to dark in watercolor. So picking up all those really light yellows first, where I see the lightest parts of the bunny. And then in the shadowy areas, I'll be picking up more of the burnt sienna. And where you see those darker values, then you'll bring in those browns. So notice that also a good tip for you is that you want to use a pretty big brush. I'm continuing to use the flat brush that I wet the bunny with because I could block in large areas of color that way. Because you're always working against the clock in watercolor. Your paper is always constantly drying. Now, it is a challenge to paint a bunny that is not a solid color and that has white because obviously how do we portray white in watercolor? We do have to have some sort of form and shape to our white areas, and so I'm just using some sepia for those shadowy areas under his head, on his belly, and the front part of him. So while my paper's still wet there, I am going ahead and adding in some darker colors on that ear. When I'm doing it on the other side, notice that my definition of brush strokes here are pretty defined. So my paper is pretty much drying where I know that I have to stop here. So I'm using that same brush. It's cleaned and it's damp, and I'm just trying to blend out those hard edges a little bit more because I kind of want them all to be pretty soft looking. Now is a perfect time if you want to do some lighter areas on his chest. I could take a damp script liner brush to just pull through the color I already put there. Now we're going to let that whole thing dry, and we're going to go through a second layer here to build up those colors that we have for the bunny. So instead of wetting him completely, I'm going to work on the chest first, and I'm going to hop around to add more colors to him. So before I move on to the second part of the bunny, which I'm going to start working on his face, I am going to dry the belly area because I don't want to make any blooms. So re-wetting his ear and his face. I'm going to go straight in with those lighter colors and just get some drama in here with this kind of bright yellow that I'm using. And I'm doing those nice bright colors around his eye. It's really going to draw our eye to the main part of this animal here. So with some sepia, getting in those shadows that are on his ear, putting in the darker colors that are on the one side here. So I'm looking at my reference photo. I'm just drawing in the lines for his cute little nose here. And notice the whiskers are not being painted over. I did forget to mention that I did use a little bit of masking fluid to put in the whiskers before I started painting him. You could also use a jelly pen at the end of the painting to put in the whiskers, or you can paint the whiskers a different color other than white. So another good thing that you could do is squint at your reference photo, and where you see the darkest values, that's where you want to go back into your painting and darken things up as needed. I'm going to put a glaze of burnt sienna onto that ear because it is a lot more of a reddish brown color. Adding in sepia for the darkest areas. Okay, so I'm going back in and putting some more color on the ear that's facing us. I felt like that ear needed to be a little darker. So I'm wetting it really well, coming in with some sepia for the back side and adding in more of the browns towards the front. All right, so the watercolor painting is starting to come out of the ugly stage. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but there is a stage in watercolor called the ugly stage. And I find it especially so when I do animals because you're always working light to dark. So your first layer is very unimpressive and might even look patchy and not that good. But the more detail, the more layers you put on there, the better it gets. So going for the eye now, and I'm going to outline that eye in a little bit of a fleshy color here, like I see in the reference photo. And then I'm starting off with some blue. There is a reflection in his eye, and I don't want it to be just completely white, so I'm just using a light blue color. So then from there you can build up those browns in his eye, starting off with the lighter brown that's almost like a very warm orangey color is going to be my underpainting here for his eye. Once I have that underpainting in, I'm coming in while the eye is still wet and using the sepia and dropping in those darker colors where they need to go. You could even use neutral tint. I did grab a little bit of neutral tint there to really get those dark areas super dark. Now I'm lifting a little bit with a flat brush to get some of that light back in his eye that I lost a little bit. Some very fine watery strokes of some fur. And these final little touches I'm just going to do around his cute little face, around the main attraction around the eye there. Everything else I want to kind of let it stay soft and out of focus looking. Once the eye was dry, it looked a little dull and it did need to have a darker area in there, darker layers. So now that that part is done, the painting part is done, I'm removing my masking fluid. And then here's a tip for you. When you're removing your masking fluid, one of the whiskers was kind of thick and it just stood out too much. So you could take a very light mixture of your browns and go over that a little bit to soften that so it's not such a stark contrast. But there you have it. You guys can remove your tape. You just created a masterpiece. Congratulations. I hope you liked painting Cheese with me. He is the cutest little bunny. And again, so another big thanks to Riley Glass for letting me share this moment with you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.